Thanks, everybody. So a lot of the times I talk about stuff that's pretty racial, but it's not racist. And I know that because words mean things. And if you look up the word racist, it means the belief that one race is better or worse than another, which I don't buy into. But I do notice, like, anthropologically, a lot of different shit, right? Like, there's a lot of stuff that makes us all the same, but it's just slightly different. And so, like, ghetto white people put ketchup on everything, ghetto black people put hot sauce on everything, right? Very slight, minute differences. But I feel like everybody is a little bit racist and they don't necessarily know it. My brother, for example, grew up in Ohio, and one day he posted on Facebook, "Hey, does anybody know what ratchet means?" And I was like, "You're a grown man with a lot of your coworkers on your Facebook friends list, and you have a couple kids. I'm gonna see where this goes." And people were like, "Yeah, it just means like run down and ghetto and like not very good and maybe dangerous or like, you know, some rickety." And he was like, "Oh, cool. I'm gonna use that as a synonym for ghetto because I think the word ghetto is racist." And I just typed, "Saying the word ghetto is racist is racist." And he was like, "No, it's not." And I was like, "Yeah, it is." And he was like, "No, that's what that word means. Like, if my friend says ghetto neighborhood, I know he's talking about a poor black neighborhood." And I'm just like, no, him also being racist doesn't make you not racist. That just makes you both racist. That's what that is. Like, I would agree with you, but then I would also be wrong. And he was like, "No." And then this black guy, one of his friends, jumps into the conversation. He's like, "Yes, I would like to be the official black guy representative in this conversation." That's literally what he typed. And that's important for later to remember that now. For reasons. And he was like, "And by the way, ghetto is actually derived from the name of an island that they forced all the Jews to live on in World War I. Off the coast of Italy. Because when I think poor black neighborhood, I think Jews." Nope. And so then I jumped in and I was like, "Look, even the official black guy representative says so. You're wrong." And he pulled the thread down and sent me a message that said, "Don't call my friends the official black guy representative." And of all the things a guy as white as me named Jan Flugum could call a black guy, official black guy representative is pretty fucking good. Like, president now, what do you want from me? And it was his friend. He said that about himself. I went to a bunch of schools where I was the only white kid, and that had some effects. I feel like I have a little bit of rhythm. Black chicks always touch my butt at clubs. So that's cool. They're bigger, but whatever. I hear that's how it's like supposed to be. That's like that's how it goes. No. How is that? Only if that's a bad thing. It's only raised out a bad thing? Guy. All right. No, black chicks, it's kind of like all of their strengths and none of their weaknesses. Like, cops are cool with me. Black chicks touch my butt. They don't take me seriously, though. Like, I was dating this black chick one time, and she was a super freak, and she was like, "Think of something. Like, what do you want to do?" And I was just trying to come up with stuff. And I was like, "All right, what about, like, plantation slave owner fantasy?" Because I'm really abusive and aggressive in the bedroom. And she was like, "Yeah." She was like, "Yeah, all right." She was really into it. We're having this conversation. She's on her cell phone on the bus, and she's like, "Okay, well, wait." And I'm like, "What?" And every time I tell the story to black people, they always have the exact same question, which is, am I out in the field or am I inside? They say it a different way I'm not allowed to say. And there you go. And so they always have that question, and I was just like, no, first of all, you weigh like 90 pounds, you're 5'6", what are you gonna do out in the field? Besides, I keep the pretty ones inside where I can see them. It's not like I've thought this out or anything, but I'm just saying, if you're thinking I'm gonna, like, she was like, "Well, what kind of slave owner are you gonna be?" And I was like, "Well, I'm not gonna be like Mel Gibson in The Patriot, like I'm your friend and shit. It's gonna be bad. It's gonna be like Leonardo DiCaprio from Django." That's what it's gonna be like. Candyland. No, but seriously, I really don't like it when comedians talk about race in a negative way. I wish they would talk about it in a positive way. For example, what is your favorite race?
The human race. White.
I love that. Black guy said that, that's why black people are my favorite. They are. They really are. Doesn't mean, like, the Raiders are my favorite football team. I don't want to play for the Raiders. They lose way too much. But I love watching them play. And then you'll notice the Hispanic guy was upset with me, and I feel bad. I feel bad like I'm leaving people out, okay? So, like, I was in this club, and this Asian chick, I was talking to her, and she was like, oh, okay, so, like, guess what my ethnicity is? I was like, what do you mean? She was like, well, like, what kind of Asian am I? I'm like, no, you can't fucking do that. You can't just ask a white person to just be racist for your own entertainment and shit. Like, well, she was like, what do you mean? She didn't understand that you can't do that. I was like, okay, what kind of white am I? Like, white and super white. I'm half Norwegian and half Irish. She was never gonna get that. It was totally unfair. Hispanic chicks, hot Cheetos flavored condoms, done. So, I'm really excited because I have a new black friend, and when I say I have a new black friend, it's because I had an old black friend, not my black friend anymore, stole my Xbox One. had to get a new black friend, right? So my new black friend works with me, and his name is Greg, and he sits next to me. And one day we're just sitting there working, we're video game testers, he's playing a game, and he's just like, God damn it, how long does it take to chop down a fucking tree? And I was like, that's the most Caucasian thing I've ever heard you say. Probably right after, hi, my name's Greg. Like, one day he was supposed to meet up with us at lunch, and he never made it, and we got back to work, and we were like, hey, where'd you go? And he was like, oh, well, I got a lot of sensitive tummy food issues. I went to McDonald's first to get my food, and then you guys weren't there when I got there. I was like, you can't eat food, so microwave plastic instead, or what? And he's like, I know it's bad for me. I know, but just, you gotta live, man. You could die, you don't know, anytime. Walk out in the street, get hit by a car, you don't know. Yeah, or you could just fucking look both ways first. It was just real quick. It's okay, you're not Jason Bourne, you're a black guy, you work in an office building where you need a key card to get in, and your name's Greg. You're doing pretty fucking good, man. You're set. He was telling me, we're working on an art project together, and it was on his laptop, and he broke up with his girlfriend, and she stole the laptop. And I'm like, he's like, yeah, but I can't get it back. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, she's crazy. I'm like, I don't understand. Do you have proof of purchase? Do you have the receipt? He's like, yeah. And I'm like, why don't you have your laptop? Because she's crazy. Like, dude, he's like, I don't want to deal with it. I go, there's this thing white people invented. It's called the police. And you call it. I got the number, dude. Like, we'll go over there. They'll go with you. They're super into fucking shit up. So my brother, he wouldn't understand about the ratchet thing. And it's because we grew up in different places. Like, I grew up in L.A., like East and West L.A., all right? Venice, fucking Compton, all that shit. He grew up in Ohio. So to him, ghetto is poor black neighborhood. To me, ghetto is, yeah, there's probably black people there, but it's mostly Hispanic. They're cool, they're just doing their own thing, don't fuck with them, they don't fuck with you, they're just out walking their dogs in knee socks and shit. And then, right? And then, yeah, there's gonna be black people there, and maybe some of them are crackheads, and they might steal some of your shit, but I'm not worried about them, they don't wanna fuck with another human being. I'm worried about the meth head that's gonna fucking stab me, because meth is a fucking white people thing. And they're there. And it's real, like the struggle and the thirst. If you've ever dated a meth head and you know it, clap your hands. Guy, that was way too many fucking people. Black people are my favorite. Another thing I love about black people is they always smell so good. They smell super good. Seriously, this is why you need a black friend. God, do they smell delicious. And it's like a mobile Glade plug-in. You're just like, do I want wedding black guy, church black guy, funeral black guy, special occasions only. You know you're getting laid with funeral black guy. Super fucking dope. I just want to I just want to say I've been coming here for a long time, and I brought out a bunch of people tonight, and I love this bar, and I love this scene, I love this community. That Kickstarter that they were talking about earlier, these people have devoted so much to giving us such a great show, and this is the best open mic in the city. My name is Jan Flugum. You guys are awesome. Thank you.